Okay, you guys, let me show you the progress that I've made today on deconstructing my van. Baby, we took the cabinet down that was up here. That was kind of hard because, girl, I had that thing up there. I had it on the wall. I had it on the ceiling. I had the long screws going in. So, yes, that was really up there. And, yeah, it took me a minute to get it down. The paint was holding it together as well. So, we took that down. Then we took the wall petition that I had up there, the paneling that I had up there, I took that down, and then I took the framing down, and we had 2 layers of framing. We had horizontal framing, and then we had vertical framing. And it was actually about 3 inches from the wall, you guys, the framing was. And so then I had a black petition that came with the van up here. Don't know what they call that. I took it down. I took everything down to the bare metal. And I also had to take my electrical down because we were taking our furring strips down. So we had to take that down as well. It was still hanging, but we did have to disconnect it from the furring strips. And so this is what we had nothing up here. So then after all that, I went back over and I put my furring strips vertically. Now, also, I have to try to align my furring strips up exactly where I had it the first time, because I have a hole cut out in my paneling that goes up at the top exactly where my plugs need to go. So do I have that in the exact place where it needs to go at this moment? No, I don't know. We'll find out. I think it's close, but I don't know if it's exactly where it needs to be. That's why I only have 1 screw in it, because I may have to move my furring strip over to the right a little bit or over to the left a little bit, or I might have to move the plug a little up or a little down. I don't know. So that's why I just have it like that for now. And also, I started digging out the holes in my ceiling, digging out the caulking where I had the screws, because I need to expose the screws, because I am going to take my ceiling down as well. Whoo, child, we stripping the whole van down and doing a deconstruction. So I have to do this wall as well, but I think I'm going to do one side at a time. Let me get this side complete. Let me get my wires all wired back up. I think this faceplate, I'm going to have to either make another faceplate or cut this faceplate down, because now my wall is not going to be as wide as this faceplate is. And yeah, we lost some inches on here. So I think I'm going to have to cut the faceplate down a little bit to accommodate the width of the wall now. Or I might have to make another one. We shall see. I hope I don't have to make another one. And I hope this one will be able to work. But I think I am going to have to cut it down. So that is that. Now, tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole through the wood, through the metal, and I'm going to put a screw with a washer in the back of it to hold this tighter, because for some reason or another, if these screws decide to like come out and the thread loosens up over time, I don't want my wood to be loose behind my wall, and I don't want my cabinets to end up being loose. So I've never seen anybody do this before. I've seen people use the rivet nuts and all of that, but I've never seen anybody just drill a hole through the wood, drill a hole through the frame, and go ahead and put a screw and a washer to hold this tight. I've never seen anybody do that. I'm going to attempt to do that tomorrow. So if I could just put one screw on each one of these to hold that, and then down at the bottom where I can get to it, do the same thing, then I'll know these boards are not going nowhere, and that will give me a little more peace of mind. Also, I decided, since I am taking my ceiling down, I had wanted to do this, and I wasn't happy with this upholstery job, but I was gonna live with it. And that's what I'm saying, you guys. Don't live with things that you can change and that bother you. I was going to live with it. Now, my upholstery job on this column did not come out great, because the video that I was trying to follow, the gentleman was using a different type of material, which is cloth, and it's thinner and it's more pliable. And yeah, the way he broke everything down, when I tried to do that, and then I tried to layer this material over the top like he tried to do it, girl, this wouldn't even stick. This wouldn't stick to this, and it didn't work. So I was left with this, because he cut his in section. He didn't leave it in one whole piece. And I'm left with this, and this material doesn't lend itself to how he was. And that's one thing I want to tell you guys. When you are following a video, take into consideration, are you using the same type of material? Is the material that you decided to use gonna be able to do and accomplish and achieve what you see the other person is doing, that you're trying to follow that video? You can get an idea from people, but you cannot always follow it to the T if you're not using the same products that they are using. I love the product that I'm using. This is like a vinyl. I love that you can wipe this down. I love that this is not gonna get dirty. It's not gonna get stained. I love that, because material over time, it can get dirty, it can get stained, it can get wet when you have your back door opened, and it can just get nasty, and it could also get faded by the sun. I love that this is something that you can wipe down. I love that this is something that can get wet, and then you could just wipe it down with a towel, and it's not going to mess up the integrity of the material because it gets wet. I love that. But because I was trying to follow his video, my material is thicker. My material cannot overlap on top of the other material. The adhesive is not going to stick, and it's just going to come down. So this really does need to be one whole piece. Whoever ordered this off my Amazon wish list, thank you. And I have a lot more of this material left. So now, since I am taking down my ceiling and my walls, now this whole thing will be exposed. And guess what? We're going to rip all of this off, and I'm just going to do one piece, and we're going to keep our fingers crossed, and we're going to hope that it comes out fine. At least we're not going to have this, and at least we're not going to have this. See that? And then the glue is showing where I tried to patch it up. At least we're not going to have this, and at least we're not going to have this over here, and this over here. And as long as I try, and that's all we could do in life, as long as I try to correct the problem, and as long as it comes out better or however it comes out, and I know I tried, I can't beat myself up about that because I tried. And then right here, the guy's video that I watched, he covered this up with a metal flange. I bought the metal flange, but I still decided not to use it. Don't ask me why. But see that indentation? The indentation will not be there. Right there too. It will not be there when I do this over. So yeah, we're definitely doing it over, you guys. So I just want to share that with you guys, you know, what all I am planning to do and what all I did today, and just why I'm choosing. Number one, doing things over again in the van the way that I'm doing them is not going to cost me any extra money per se. I'm using the same furring strips that I took down. I'm putting the same paneling back up. It was just a matter of getting rid of weight, unnecessary weight, and also gaining inches. Down here on the floor, I marked. Let me see if I can show y'all. Y'all see the line down there on the floor? I marked where my wood was coming out at with the other frame that I had. And now this is where it's coming out at. It's stopping here. It's stopping here, but this is where my floor stopped at first. So that is how much room I have gained by taking my wall down. So I've gained this much room minus putting this up here. That's how much room we've gained. And you're not going to be able to see it properly because I need to push that back to the wall. But you see with this pushed back to the wall, and once it's screwed in all the way, that's how many inches we've gained. And see, that's going to go all the way back to the wall. It's not all the way back to the wall, but we've gained 1 inch and I think 1/4. See, it's not all the way back to the wall. Once that goes all the way back to the wall and screws in, that's how much room we've gained. And every inch counts and every inch matters in a van build. And yeah, so I just want to show you guys what I did today. I took this off the wall. This is going to go back up. If I decide not to do this over again, it's going back up. Yeah, this is not perfect either because I didn't have my scribing tool when I did this. And I did this to the best of my ability with the tools that I had. But it's not perfect. If I want to get a more perfect, I could do this over again. But we will see, because this thing is made very heavy, because it's not perfect and it has extra wood in it that it really doesn't need to have either. So I could make this whole thing over again and make it more lightweight. We'll see, you guys. But anywho, that is it for this video. I just want to show y'all what I'm doing, what I plan to do, and I'm gonna rip it all out. Surely is. Okay, y'all. Thanks for watching. Bye.